Hello everyone, this is Gw2 speaking. After playing with Hologram for about a month, I have decided to return to Elegance after I've managed to make it work again. The reason I left Elegance was that I could not work with conditions in the new condition meta, especially after power damage via ferocity got nerfed. After some time has passed, the meta switched again. I don't see a lot of condition-based enemies anymore, I see more power soldier armored enemies again. So after I moved to pure berserker equipment and after learning a thing or two about fighting using a mesmer, I mean like kiting for example, I was able to fight in the new meta not having a lot of problems with conditions. Here you've got an example of what I mean. The problem is not to cleanse all possible conditions, but not to get hit by enemy conditions, and as Warlock got a small projectile speed increase, it is much better to use now. This particular clip shows what Hologram really excels at: assassination of any kind. Very heavy damage artillery support. Being able to strike and return via portal to the safe place. With Irina we have decided to try to assassinate an enemy mesmer in the camp. The plan was pretty successful, but with a necromancer nearby, a stomp might have been very difficult to achieve. I have remained as a bait and mass invest, so Irina was able to stomp, while I was able to return via portal and get downed, by conditions. Operation successful, Irina can get me up. This particular clip is very good in understanding how does Hologram work, both in terms of strong and weak spots. I have met those two warriors before and got brutally slaughtered because of immobilizers, so I have decided to attack them while I still can. As the underleveled warrior was not built to survive, I was able to down him in one hologram rotation, and after assassination I was able to use portal to return. Very high alpha strike combined with unparalleled ability to return to safer ground is exactly what Hologram is about. But the second warrior is built to survive and deal damage at the same time, which means I will have some problems fighting him. My auto attack deals about 700-800 damage, but the retaliation from auto attack deals me 832 damage. What is more, I have nothing really to work when I get immobilized. My immobilize cleanse is my healing skill, or null field. This is a major weakness of this particular build, and this is why I set it as artillery. As you can see, the warrior didn't really assume me to be a dangerous enemy, simply because my damage is far too low. I actually agree with this fact that my damage was too low, because I had celestial mixins and celestial weapons. You know, from before ferocity change. As you can see, I am losing the fight of attrition. It is not that the warrior is overpowered, but that my build is specifically weaker against enemies which want to fight in close combat. And can swap weapons faster than I can, so I can't adapt to his longbow using focus. In a way, this build shows both the strongest and weakest points of the Hologram build. But moving to pure berserker, I have managed to reduce some of the weak points at least. This clip focuses mostly on the greatest weakness of the Hologram, namely the immobilizers. Context: 3 of us, 3 of them. I have burned my mass invisibility already trying to escape a damaging thief. We have focused on downing enemy mesmer, while they have focused on downing Sol. As they had a thief, the only thing I could have done was to try to res Sol ASAP. Because of that, and because of the amount of hit points I had after the resurrecting, I had to blow both blink and portal to be able to return to higher, safer ground. Although I managed to stop my enemy from resurrecting using an interrupt, I did not manage to stop him from immobilizing me, and now I'm on greatsword. I don't have anything to push him back anymore, and I don't have any defensive tools. I get downed from almost full hit points. Sol saves me here, but you can see the weakness. If I am on greatsword and I don't have portal or blink ready, I am dead if I am immobilized. Hologram has a lot of advantages, mostly damage and burst mobility. But if I really wanted to play damage, would I play a mesmer? That's a question. In party situations, and in most cases I play with a party mate or several, almost any character can be built for damage. Where mesmer shines is utility. This clip shows me and Drew versus 2 thieves. We did face them before and they were able to defeat us, mostly by focusing on me. I was on Hologram at that time. Here I have swapped to Elegance and decided to become a support for Drew, who takes the role of artillery, which Hologram usually has. As you can see, the instant hit of Illusionary Warlock combined with the rapid fire from a ranger is enough to down that thief. My role is to make it impossible for enemy thief to res his ally. As a bonus, as I have interrupted him, he is immobilized. This also means that if Gw2 was under attack by enemy thieves, I would be able to put Chaos Storm on him and enemy would be immobilized eventually. Now, enemy thief is escaping and I'm out of blink. I would not be able to catch him like Gw2 did, and I don't have channeled skills, which was what was required to down the thief. The main use of Hologram is to create a burst and assassinate an enemy. The main use of Elegance is to support your damagers with attrition, strong attrition damage, and keep them alive. To control your enemies, debuff them and buff your ally. And to not die. I am not playing in a fixed team with fixed classes, it's more like whoever wants to play something, they do. This is why I consider Elegance to be stronger in terms of party than Hologram, as in it works with more party compositions. This is very visible in this and the previous clip. I am not the one who kills all the enemies or who deals the most damage, but the bounces from staff clones and staff auto attack buffs the allies and additionally apply condition on enemies. And damage is visible. And when enemy gets downed, Chaos Storm makes sure that they are hard to resurrect. What is also important is that this staff is a very defensive weapon. I would not be able to fight like that against 2 warriors when I had Greatsword. If they focused me, I would run out of defenses very quickly. Especially as stability is one thing which Greatsword is completely useless against in terms of defense. At this moment the situation becomes 2 versus 1. This means this battle is effectively over. We won. In a larger party and larger scale situation, Hologram is able to fulfill the role it was created to do, lay waste and support both offensively and defensively. When Hologram is under attack, it ports back using a portal, and this is where the name came from. It has a pretty mean alpha strike if you combine Berserker, Sword 2 and F1 Shatter. Noir combined that with his Crate Drop Elite, which resulted in absolute devastation. Although we have lost 1 player, they have lost a warrior too, well, under-leveled warrior, and our player has much closer to come from the spawn. If you look at enemy movement, they are trying to play like a guild group, and they are from the same guild, which means they are focusing 1 target, well, more or less 1 target. We are dispersed and we have quite heavy damage, and what's more, they do not have stability. As I am not the designated primary target, I am able to fight whatever I want and whoever I want. If I am correct, this is why every guild group usually uses some kind of thieves or mesmers, light classes, whose only reason is to destroy enemies on outskirts. As you can see from our hit points, we have never been endangered at all. I think that if this group of 7 or 8 players focused on 2 targets, not on 1, and they did not try desperately to play together, close together all the time, they might have had much more successes in the fight. To summarize, what I was doing here was mostly damage and pull. At this point, this battle is effectively over. This is, by the way, why I think that the roaming parties should be quite bursty. If roamers select, single out and focus on 1 particular enemy, we have the chance to down him. Otherwise, the train will be able to do what the train does the best, steamroll over us, singling 1 after another after another. As a contrast, fun fight in larger group when I'm using Elegance. Although Hologram is focused on damage, Elegance is not bad in this area either. Please notice 8000 crit from Warlock at the Engineer. The weakness that enemy can dodge the projectile is negated by the fact the enemy is immobilized. Because we all are glassy, I had to stomp under Chaos Storm. The fact that Warlock gets more damage the more conditions are on an enemy means that the larger our party, the stronger the Warlock will hit. And Elegance is strongest in 5-people party. Unlike Hologram, it doesn't die that easily. I can always phase retreat or blink forward and prepare portal. Oops, I totally did not expect this. So this was pretty lucky. And due to some unknown reason, portal is out of range. Well, if I can't escape and hide behind friendly lines, I need to push forward and move behind enemy lines. Now, the secret of roaming is, and always was, target selection. We've got 4 competent high damage players, and we are attacking everyone a different enemy. The moment any of us clicks Ctrl T on a particular target, we all focus on this particular target, and enemy is doomed. It's not even because we will focus the same target, because sometimes we won't. It is because we all know where the focus of the whole team is. Now, to add several last words to explanation of Elegance. The build gained a lot by taking pure Berserker everything combined with Bountiful Interruption. This means I still have staff defensive mechanisms combined with a lot of damage flying around, especially in sword focus combination. And sword damage for a Mesmer vastly surpasses any other Mesmer weapon there is. Staff, and especially staff clones, can buff you when you are in sword focus combination. And as you have seen, the Warlock still deals high damage. Unlike Berserker, Warlock doesn't die when an enemy looks at it, simply because it is not there. So yeah, different builds, different options, different playstyles. Time for the last clip in this video, featuring Elegance and Gw2 the Artillery Ranger. Once again, my role is that of support, confusion and stomp master. Gw2 is the one who really deals most of the damage. This operation, attacking a single enemy and stomping him in the meantime, would be possible also with Hologram, but afterwards, when the thief comes and attacks me, after Blink and Portal, I don't have any escape tools at all. With Staff, I've got phase retreat. So, 4 alive enemies kind of totally ignored us and started to resurrect their fallen ally, which kind of forces me to cause confusion, mayhem and chaos. Now, I make 2 mistakes here. Mistake number 1, I did not notice a juicy underlevel Mesmer. Mistake number 2, I lost track of the thief, who attacks Gw2. Here, it is worthy noting how much Chaos Storm, Chaos Armor and Phase Retreat help me in being able to fight all of them in the same time, not dying. And in this clip I am already full Berserker. So, the fight got resetted. 5 of them, 2 of us, but the cap got activated. 1 to 1. Enemies are regrouping and they are moving away from the activated camp, which is quite interesting because I am not really used to the situation that 5 people are trying to lure 2. To be honest, with 2 underleveled players, they still should be able to massacre us. The fact they are fighting inside Chaos Storm because there is no space and I have control over Portal and I can stop them to open them to Gw2's arrows simply means they have the worst ground. Here we got some unexpected reinforcements in the form of a commander. A lone commander. This is kind of a problem of our server. Nobody follows the commanders, especially a newer one. The fact we are really used to moving a lot means the commander has no chance, because he doesn't know how we act. He got singled out and killed. However we were trying, I cast Chaos Storm in a wrong place and we were unable to try to resurrect him. What is really interesting, if you look under the hood of Elegance and Hologram, is the fact that they differ only by the choice of a weapon, staff or greatsword, 1 sigil, battle or fire, and 2 trait points. This is a difference of having 4 in Chaos and 6 in Inspiration, or 6 in Chaos and 4 in Inspiration. But the difference between those builds and the feels of those builds is enormous. I mean, the very fact I can come into stomp and phase retreat away to safety. Well, to relative safety, as we've got a thief nearby. Those thieves always destroy the best presentations. Anyway, Gw2 as an artillery is able to stop the thief from stomping using his longbow. And channeled damage skill. So thief did pay for trying to stomp me by getting downed himself. This is why high damage builds work. And this is why I don't ever stomp without Distortion or Chaos Storm. The moment you are seeing now is the most serene and zen-like moment in World vs. World. Everybody downed, nothing happens. I mean really, enemies should at least hit me once, then I would be useless. And to be honest, then they would win this fight. So, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope I have managed to show you how minor differences in builds like 1 weapon and 2 traits can result in very different playstyles and options. And see you on the battlefield, no matter on which side you are on. Thank you for watching, Gw2 is out.